What is going on, people? Happy frickin' Tuesday. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the market. Hope everyone's having a great day. So, let's see what we got going on today as we move into this market. Well, apparently, when I talk shit on the New York session, it winds up becoming extremely volatile. And when I talk shit on AUD, it runs. So I'm realizing that what I really need to do is just talk shit and then go in the opposite of my shit talking, because clearly this thing just got up and got gone, and inversely so did EA. There was just nowhere to get in this yesterday, maybe when it pulled back, but who knew this was going to tank. But it's great to see, because overall we have been waiting for this thing to try and come down to test these lows at around 88 or 80, something like that, in that area, because this is in a selling condition. So it seems like finally that momentum is starting to kick in. It's just unfortunate that not able to capitalize on it, but it is what it is, and we'll see what we can find today. This looks a little bit choppy, but before we get into that, as always, a little disclaimer. Trading any financial market requires a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You should only trade with money you can afford to lose. Proper risk management is essential in trading all financial markets. If you do not have an understanding of proper risk management, it would be best to educate yourself further before beginning to trade. Content I provide is for general information purposes only, as well as entertainment, and should not be interpreted as advice, investment, financial, or otherwise, as I am not a financial services provider. However, if you choose to follow along with any of my trade positions, please know that you do so at your own risk. Cool. How we doing this morning? How's everybody feeling? Anything you got going on in the market so far? Clearly, your AUD is blown. It's ADR. That's not going to be tradable. I would only be trading that short, but I'm not inclined to do that today. AU, I believe, is also busted. Yeah, look at that, way above it. So these two are out of play. Like I said, just talk shit and things happen for you. So I guess we've got 3 in play today, potentially. Now, I don't know. This doesn't look great to me. Let's get this running. Switch the... Getting pretty good at this stuff. Alright. To me, this is just really, really chopping. It's chopping a lot. It seems like the cross pairs are in play with EA. I mean, AU moves to AUD. There was news last night. Hopefully my internet doesn't crash today. If it does, I'll jump back on. I don't know what happened yesterday. There's 8:30 news that's happening right now. It's CAD news. But last night, there's this big AUD news, 9:30 and 11. I think that really got the market up and out. But today looks clean. Like I said, there's nothing really happening. 8:30 news right now, and then it's pretty quiet for the rest of the day. So we'll see how it plays out. I would like to take a EU higher. Obviously, it's in an uptrend, but it doesn't really look great. This TDI is kind of just like wonky. Overall, obviously, it's in an uptrend, but you can see right now it's kind of under this liquid 50. It's under this trend line. Doesn't mean it can't just shoot right through. So I'd like to stay long biased. It's sitting right at this structure high. As I thought yesterday, this would be a pretty good spot to see price settle to. Indeed it was. I definitely left a lot on that trade yesterday. But that's alright. It's going to be like that sometimes. We took it from down here, and then it came up and just settled. Came right back to where my entry was at around 20, and now it's just sideways. But it's structurally like lower highs sideways, so I don't really like this one that much. GJ I would like to see come higher, but again, same thing here. Look at this. It's divergent clearly, and now it's falling under the trend line, under the liquid 50. I wonder if this like corrects off today. Here's a level that we have drawn from some time back. Interesting how it's coming into play. Because I don't, it's this support comes down, resistance comes up. Does it break through? It looks like it's still moving higher, but it could stall here a little bit. You would say it had this amazing push yesterday. SPIMA, morning options. Okay, let's keep an eye on those. 1350. Definitely gonna keep an eye on that. But you could see yesterday you had this super strong push. Now, we usually say, on a lower time frame, what do you see after a pretty good push like this? Maybe a little correction, maybe a little bit sideways, and then continuation. So overall, I anticipate this to come higher. I wouldn't want to sell it, but I'm also going to be extremely cautious that this isn't just going to move sideways, isn't going to correct a little bit, you know what I mean? So I don't know that I'm going to immediately jump into a buy on this unless it shows something really, really clean. So we'll see how it plays out. Obviously in an uptrend, but that was a really strong push yesterday. So we could see a little fizzle today. If it wants to run, that's great. I'll take the buy on it. But I'm going to be aware of what happens sometimes after a big push like that. And it's identical on GU. GU had a really nice push. Not as big, not as extended as GJ. We're going to keep an eye on it just the same though. In a buying condition above this liquid 50 through this trend line. Nice extension. You'd like to see it come up to these highs here. Maybe around like 50. 12750. See if that's a potential. Looks good. Looks like GU's trying to run. DXY looks like it's trying to fall off. Again, a little bit crappy, but this is a lot better than the way EU looks. This is under the liquid 50. This is under the trend line. It is not quite divergent, but you can see it's in a channel. It looks like this to me. It's kind of like a wedge, something like that. Maybe even something like that. Just again, try and get as many touches, see it makes sense. So let's see what it does. Because if that's DXY is going to fall off, then EU is going to move higher. But I don't really like the way these look. I think I'd much rather try and play GU. Had this nice 2 candle right here, kind of to the high though, and now it's just moving sideways. So we will see what happens as the market wakes up. 1.35 is far. I don't imagine this is going to come all the way down here for these options. 1.135 for $1 billion. That's far. That's 100 pips. I believe, if my math is correct. Yeah, it's almost 100 pips. That's far. I don't know if it gets there. But if it wants to run 100 pips, I'll take it. The other one is 1.150, which is 1.150. Oh, up higher. That would make more sense to me. That's only about 50 pips away, and it's with the overall trend, which is to the upside. 1.150 makes sense. If it is to hit one of these numbers, this makes more sense to me. It's only about 32-ish, 30-ish more pips from Asia high, and from where we currently sit on price, it's about 50 pips. That seems a little bit more likely. Sure. Yeah, I'm still not completely sure how to read those things, but I like them and they're interesting. Interesting to be like, oh, okay, 650 million is just a lot of money. Well, anything can happen. This market can do absolutely anything, so I'm certainly not gonna deny anything that could happen. This is interesting though. I don't like what I'm seeing here on GJ. I don't want to go against the trend. I think that would be foolish. But it's not looking great for a buy at this moment. So we're gonna have to wait and see how things shake out. This thing is just an absolute tank. And it was yesterday, like I said, I woke up around 7-ish and I was like, oh man, I could get short on this thing. And this just absolutely, even if you took this breakout right here, say you're in at 46 and you got to stop up here, say it wouldn't even be that big, but say it was, just for the sake of argument. I mean, dude, look at this. With like 3-4 standards on it, this is like $6,000 to $8,000. It's a lot of money. And again, it was something that we clearly have been talking about. Like, look, if price is in a downtrend, which is clearly in a downtrend, then at some point it has to at least come and test these lows, if not move lower while maintaining a higher RSI to create divergence. So where would you anticipate price to go to? Down here, down at these lows. And what's it doing? Exactly that. Why? Because consistently, time and time again, if you take consistent opportunities, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to test this low because the liquid 50 is still in a selling condition. This will break through tomorrow, and I'll look to continue to take this lower the next couple days. It'll be like that breakout candle, maybe it pulls back a little bit, but if this closes strong bearish like this, it'll clearly be through this liquid 50. It'll show momentum, and I'll just be looking to see if I can continue to take it lower down to here, maybe 1.6 flat, and then you'd have to come out a little lower or a little wider and see, like, you'd have to see what it does around here, see if it wants to come down to, like, in the 55s. Like, who knows, maybe it just kind of pins it and comes off it. Anything can happen. We're gonna pay attention to it though. But this is clearly it just down and then just gone. There's no retest on this. It's that AUD news that came out last night. Just shoved it. At some point you'll get a pullback. Here it is, daily 800. We still have marked up from forever ago, just waiting for price to get there. It's interesting. I was just talking so much shit on this yesterday when it was back in here chopping. We're looking to get long, came down. If you had got long in here, maybe if you liked this one as it was up and through and you wanted to give it time to play out, you could put your stop. You maybe put your stop down here for 10 pips. This thing ran 90 pips, 96 pips. Great little move. And we liked it to the upside. We were just like, it's slow, it's shit. And it was like, what? Bang. Here we go. That's why I'm wondering if these pairs actually move today. Like EU or GU. I feel like they had the potential to just chop around. So it could be a very slow day today. I don't know that I'm inclined to trade anything else. Somebody was talking shit about this one to the downside. I was like, let me take a peek. Doesn't look like it's ready to do that right now. It is a little bit divergent at the top, but I haven't traded a pair outside of my 5 in forever. I don't know if today's the day I plan to do it. can see all the AUDs really just kind of ripped up. It's definitely from that news, sent it to the upside. See, buying condition on the TDI keeps moving higher. See what EG is doing. EG looks like it's also finding divergence, getting above this liquid 50. This might correct up. Like, I don't want to go away from the trend, but again, if you're getting divergence and now you're starting to get above this liquid 50 and above this trend line, you might see correction. So if EG is going to correct to the upside, then GBPs are going to correct to the downside. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, I'm not going to guarantee that that happens, but when it doesn't look the greatest and it's showing me divergence, then you might see correction, and maybe we can make some money on a correction. Definitely try and stay with the trend, and if it shows indeed that it's going to continue, then play with that. EN, much like EA, just falling off. But if it's not giving me what I want to see, then I'll definitely take a correction on it. Just let the market move first. Yeah, see, it's just chopping. But look, I mean, this could just ignite up. That's, like, I want to stay to the upside on it, especially after that push yesterday. But just want to make sure that I don't get caught trying to go higher and it just chops all day. But I think the best thing to do you might have to hold it into tomorrow. The market might need time. We'll see. I would definitely want to stay long biased. I would be a fool not to after this, after this push yesterday. Clearly in a buying condition. It's not the strongest, but it's still above this 50, which to me tells me, buys are more probable. Strong breakout. And when it breaks out, sometimes it has enough juice that it just keeps going. But sometimes after a really strong push, you get a little bit of correction, you get a little bit of sideways momentum. You are at a rather significant level, and it doesn't mean it can't still push up to like 55, 60 in that area. It doesn't mean it can't do that. But I'm just cautiously optimistic because right now it's kind of like fizzling. See what the lower time frames say. Let's look at the 1 minute. Three candle right here, 1, 2, 3 up, but it's very at a consolidation. It's sitting on this stationary 50, so it could just be a little choppy. And you got the same exact thing here on a 5 minute. You can see it's like in a buying condition. It's rising a little bit. This is a nice little 2 candle, but it didn't show me momentum. It's not up and through. You know what I mean? I want to see the momentum through it. That just shows me there's volume, and right now there's not volume. If this comes up sideways and then I get a push, then maybe I take that push and put a stop down here at like 13. We'll see. If it's a really good push, maybe I just put it under the pins here at like 16. It's still a little early. It's not even 9 o'clock. But if we are staying with the overall trend, which is to the upside, clearly, then we want to try and get this thing to move higher. Can't deny that it is a little bit divergent from back here. So we'll see. It's above the 50. It's holding the EMA. All signs say that this should continue higher. you can see how this is like just about the same height price-wise at 136.30, but this is lower. So it is a little bit divergent. So it is coming down. It is moving sideways. And then I want to see if we get the push through, up and through. If it goes up and through, I'm probably going to take it because why not? That's a valid signal, you know. I don't often see it in a buying condition where it comes through. Overall trend is an uptrend and then it doesn't happen. That's very rare. So if it does push and it comes through, I'm likely to take the entry long. Again, we want to stay long with this. Is a little early, but that doesn't mean that it can and won't move. It's got to be the right signal. Let's see how GU looks, if that looks better. I feel like DXY is trying to fall. EU's looking good here. Like EU's above. We got 3 minutes on this 5-minute candle. This could be a solid play. I think I like this. I would put my stop at, where would I put my stop? I don't know if I would take the candle at like 20. I think I might take it down at like 15 or 14. We'll see. DXY, let's keep an eye on things. This looks like it could be down, sideways down. So should I be playing EU to try and get up to that 1.15? Does that seem plausible? It's a little shaky here. I don't like it as much as I like GJ. GJ seems to have a little bit better structure, maybe, in my mind. Kind of broke out here on this 1 minute. Let's see what happens in 2 minutes. If it's a nice strong push and it gets up to like, 26, 27, somewhere up there, then I'll probably take because that'll, that's strong momentum. And you could see some extension. Again, I'll just let the market move first. DXY is divergent, you can see here on this 1 minute. Could get a little correction off of this. See how it's like hits the low and now it's above this liquid 50, but price is exactly at the same spot. That could still fall over. It's in a selling condition. And as this tumbles over, EU is going to make a shot up. So I have to decide which do I like better. Do I like GJ better? Or do I like EU better? Because they both look like they're trying to get going. I think I like GJ better just because it is. I think I like GJ better. EU could just hold on the left side of my screen. You see how it's like holding this liquid 50? It could just get up and get gone. It could find momentum, come and surge up to hit this high. It certainly could as DXY like falls over. We're still under it here. So this could be an early candle, but it looks good, does it not? Like, am I wrong? I'd like to see it get above here, because if not, it's still in a box. And then should I be waiting for a break and retest? Am I taking the first push out and maybe that's not right? It's through. It certainly could run. I would definitely have to put the stop down here, like 10. I'm looking at like a 15 pip stop. I don't know. It's definitely through. I'm gonna get long on this. And I'm putting my stop at 10. 136.10. I hope I'm not early on this. So it's I'm in at 25.7. It's like about a 16 pip stop. I might be early on this because it didn't really break, but it's through this liquid 50, but it's like up, it didn't. I don't know. Am I early, dude? It's not even 9 o'clock yet. It's under, this isn't great. It's under this liquid 50. I'm trying to be. I mean, there's no reason that it couldn't move higher. DXY is pushing up. Strong. EU is going to probably falter. So I wonder if... I don't want to play it like that. I want to... Up, sideways, up. DXY is correcting hard. Like I said, it's sitting above that. This might pull up and reset. EU is going to fall down to a reset on the 1 minute. Does it take GJ with it? It might. Doesn't have to, but it might. Because this isn't, I'm a little early too. Wonder if I just cut it, save the money. I'm just watching. I'm still in it. Didn't break this box that I'm in. I could be early. I'm gonna close this. Just a small loss. 183 bucks. Keep it small. And maybe I'm closing it too early. And maybe I need to like kind of hang into it. But it's not right here on this 15 minute. And I feel like I aggressively jumped into it. This isn't right yet. And while the push was through, I think I'm still early. Especially with the dollar index rising like that. Yeah, I don't want to take an unnecessary loss. So that was a little aggressive on my part. I didn't let the market move first again to come out of this box, but at least I cut it real quick. I mean, I literally lost like, what, 6 pips? Like, just cut it quick. Yo, Pockets, good morning. So yeah, that's not right. So I'm glad I got out of that. I should have been a little bit more patient to see that, hey, that wasn't a good enough push. A little bit more time. Yeah, whenever I get in trades early, it's usually not correct. And I'd still be in this position. My stop was all the way down at 10, 136.10. So I would still be in this position, but I don't like the way it looked. If anything, I should have been buying down here. If I'm, you know, I mean, get in lower. Like I said, it'd still be in the position. I'd be negative, but I'd still be in the position. But I don't want to buy at the top of the box like I did. I'd want to be in lower. But there's no guarantee it comes higher. It could just fall off. It's not looking great yet on this 15 minutes. Still under the trend line. So yeah, I was a little bit eager, a little bit aggressive, but cut the loss small. I'm liking EU to the downside. Okay, I'll draw a triangle on EU. Yeah, it'll be like an ascending triangle, or a wedge, if you will. It would look something like this. It's gonna break. It's definitely likely that this could come correct. It's still above all these EMAs. It's still above. Again, this is a daily chart, but you're going to have this trend line and this RSI price action. They're going to meet. You're under it here. It could tumble over for a little correction. I'd like to stay long biased on it, but you can see there's just not a lot of volume in it at the moment. It's just sideways. GJ was a little aggressive, but cut it quick, which is, I think, the best thing to do. It's not quite ready. Like I said, after a big push, you could see a little correction or a little sideways momentum, or it could just ignite. So I was just a little too early on that position, and I knew it. I knew better than to click into that, but I'm just like, I want to go. I'm ready to go. So, like I said, I'd still be in the trade, but I think I can wait for a better signal rather than being drawdown and uncertain if it's actually going to play out. DXY striking lows. I think it's fair to say this. Can't get lower than here. It's having trouble. So perhaps we do see that correction. It is overall in a downtrend. That is just a 5-minute chart. Let's get, you see it is clearly falling. It is under the trend line. It is under liquid 50 here on the 15-minute. So this is definitely falling. It is divergent. That is a daily chart too, though, so it does look like it's falling through. We'll see. It's definitely having some trouble. See how it plays out. This could just be up, come back and settle, and then it's going to push higher. I think that might be what it's doing to come reset. I don't know if I'm ready to get short EU yet, though. I don't want to go away from that trend. I don't want to go counter, but it's a lot of funny things going on. Like you would think push, like here on the 1 minute, you would think it's divergent, breaks, comes back, retests as support, and then pushes higher. You would think. It's still in a selling condition though. It's under this liquid 50. It's at this trend line. Like, it's going to be make or break eventually. It's going to break out to a side. GJ fizzling. We're gonna see. DXY on a 4 hour, multiple touches previously at a level of support. Yeah. This thing like gapped or something. It's a weird looking chart. Yeah, there's a gap overnight. It still looks like it could fall. But again, right here on the 1 minute, if we're trading it like we would on any time frame, you have the ascending channel, or you have this right here. You have your break, comes back, finds support, at least comes back to test the high, if not move to the 800. So should I be getting short EU? Is this just a quick push, or is this going to be an overall dump? And I should put my stop at like 48 and try and get this thing to fall off for the day. I don't know if I want to go counter. It's still very much just like chopping. I'd rather be up, selling it up higher. I'd rather be selling it up at like 48. But you could see what it's going to do. It's going to come back and touch the low on the 1 minute, if not fall completely off. Like I said, DXY comes back, finds support, starts to push higher to at least test the highs, if not go to its 800. So that's why EU could be short. I don't know if I want to sell it down here though, because it could just push right back up. I'd rather have been short up high, but maybe it ignites. Yeah, GJ I would have got crushed out of. So maybe it's time to get short on EU. On a 5 minute, 2 candle engulfing. We'll see how it closes in a minute. Supima might be right. So we got this 5 minute. It's falling through. It could just be very like resetting, but who knows? Maybe I feel like I'm missing it, if anything, but I don't want to get caught at the bottom and then it pulls up and it's still choppy. I think I'd rather try and get a sell up high. But this is a pretty nice 2 candle on a 5 minute. See what I mean? Like double tops down and now throws a 2 candle. Stop up at the top at like 48. Thank you, love. Not sure. You can see what we're seeing though. Down and then another 2 candle. It's falling over. Do you put your stop above here, or is it going to pull back up? You got 5 minutes left in this candle. I'm getting short EU with a stop at 1.48. I hope that is going to break out here. Getting some movement already. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens. I'm taking this 5 minute. That's what I took. I took the 5 minute right here. Down, 2 candle. I put the stop up here at like 48. Let's see if we can get some extension on it. I'm already in profit. A lot. The 1 minute 800 though. Oh, it's already. So this could just be breaking out. This could start a breakout, which would be nice. Let the market, yeah, talk first. I know. Yeah, I like that 5 minute. We'll see what happens. There's still 3 minutes in this candle. It could just pin back up. It could do a lot of things, but DXY looks like it's getting momentum up and out. So maybe we could get EU to really start moving. We'll see. Just give it time. I already made back my loss and some. I'm in for 14 pips. So I would need 28. So it would be I need to get to like 1406. Like here. 1.14 like 06 for 2R. Which would be down here, this structure low. Let's see what happens in 2 minutes. Let's see if it breaks out of here. Because you imagine it would come back and break, retest, and then continue. Let's just see if it's not just going to hit here and stall. If it closes through, it's going to be, you know, nice extension. I don't want to see it pull all the way back like it's doing. We'll see how it closes. We got 90 seconds. See if we start a breakout. GJ just shit off. Like I thought it would. I shouldn't have been long on this. I should have trusted that this was probably going to correct. At some point, you got to know when, and here you can see it broke to the box on the downside here on the 5 minute. So it might come and retest it again. Sapima, you're short, I'm assuming? Yeah, GJ short, I think would have been a really nice play. Like I said, I want to see it to the upside, but you can see what it's doing. At some point, you got to get away from. You're going for 1400. At some point, I got to get away from being like, look, okay, of course I want to see it long, but you know, you can only stay with the trend so long before you're like, look, this thing is just kind of correcting. We got 30 seconds. We're breaking out of this wedge for now, but it is a little choppy. GJ seemed to be a little bit cleaner. DXY is trying to break up and out as well. GU probably falling off. I'm in profit. That is a break. And that is not a new low a day though. That is striking the Asia low. It looks like it has potential to fall. I might pull back. And kind of like retest. I should have been a little quicker on the 1 minute. Got in up here around like 42-ish or 40. Six pips higher. That would have been a much better entry. But we're in it at 34.6. And we're going to try and see if we can get it down to as low as it'll fall. 06 is 2R. Let me do the math on this. Yeah, we're in this. Yeah, I need to get down to 06 for 2R. And that would be about 800, but I lost 183, so it'd be a little over $600 winner. We'll take it slow, see what it does. What's up, FX? What's going on, brother? Next gen in the house. Nah, you're never late to the party. I do like the break of the triangle. I imagine a retest of it. I hope it just doesn't pull itself back into it. I would like, you know, break a retest and then continuation. Didn't see anything clean. Stepped away for a bit. EJ had a move, but you missed it. Yeah, we took a peek at EJ too. I had a little bird. He told me that might be falling off today. You can see GJ coming down a little bit. Back to its 50. Like I said, I shouldn't have been buying that. Even though I want to stay with the trend, clearly that wasn't the move. Basically flat right now in EU. It's like right at my entry. Let's see if we can get some continuation on it. It could be choppy on this pair today. Dollar's been moving a lot. I would love nothing more than to see it just blast off. As dollar index tries to push higher, I'd love to see EU just completely melt. But we have to take it one candle at a time and see if it does indeed have that potential in it. You had a buy in around 6:10 a.m. Right. I see. Yeah. It was just struggling. Struggle. We are short on it right now. A couple of us. Try and see if it gets some extension. Like I said, I needed to get down to 06, which is this structure down here for my 2R. ADR on this pair is right at like 1400. So it certainly could do it. It's just a matter of if it's going to. Because the overall trend on this is to the upside, so we are counter to the trend. Let's see how it handles the structure. If it breaks out of it, retests, and then throws another push, we'll see. It's very choppy today. It's definitely a 50-50. You can see on a 4-hour though, we are under the trend line, are under the liquid 50. This could certainly, fall back. Certainly could come down a little bit. It's still very much in a buying condition, but you could see a little correction off of this. We'll see what happens. GJ tanking. I was so right and I did the wrong move on that. That hurts my heart. Look at this thing. This is what I was looking for. Because again, after a huge push like this on the daily or on any time frame, when you get a big push like this candle is monstrous compared to every other candle. But look here, back on 6:30, big push, sideways, and then it pushes up. Huge push, you usually get a little bit sideways or a little bit of correction. I should have been shorting this. I should have shorted that instead of bought it, I would be up massive. Massive. I was in at 25. This thing is down over 40 something pips from my entry. I should have clicked in a short at 25. 40 something pips. Whew, it's a bummer. And I said EU could be a little choppy today. And I like GJ a little better, and I'm getting exactly that. I'm getting chop right now. I'm in drawdown. Not much, but I'm in a little bit of drawdown. Hopefully this is just a retest. GJ was the one, man. Gotta listen to myself. We'll see. We'll see how it plays. I'm right at break even. A couple pins here on the 1 minute. See if it holds and continues with this breakout. Man. GJ continuing to just fall. It doesn't seem improbable for this to move higher on a DXY here, which would cause, you know, EU to fall. It doesn't seem improbable at all, but it just could be a little sketchy, and I don't really want sketchy. I want it nice and clean, but we're in it, we're committed to it, and so far so good, so we're just going to stay with it through. It's falling. Let's see if we can try and come back and touch these lows. 06. A little aggressive on GJ, which was a wrong move. Clearly, this is a double top. Failed to make a new high. This is the easy read to the downside. That was just silly on my part. I knew better than that. Even an entry here at 05, 04 would have stopped at like 22. I'd be getting out of this thing. Yeah, EU's just a little choppy, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to fall or that it can't fall. It's just not as easy breezy as GJ. So that big push on GJ on the daily just had me like, hey man, this what do we usually see? Again, consistency. Here I'd like to see up, sideways up for the dollar index. I don't want this trend to come back in. Stock market's about to open. I don't want to get chopped out. That'd be a real bummer. After yesterday's really nice win, I'd hate to put myself in a bad position today, so. Again, because the overall trend on this is to the upside. The only thing is, if this is indeed going to correct, it could really fall off. It could be a really nice correction down to like, you know, could come back to the 50. Doesn't have to. That would be a monster correction. Because again, though, this is still very much in an uptrend. Even though it doesn't look great at the moment, things could change. See? When you look on an hour, look at this. This is just sideways. But I wonder if it's like down sideways down. You know what I mean? I'd love to see 1350. I'd love to stay in it to that. That would be amazing. I don't know if I've got the stomach to hold it that long though. Down here. I mean, that would be some really, really nice. That'd be some nice money. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we're gonna see. Right now, this is not going the correct way. This is moving up. We'll see what happens as it hits this triangle. See if it finds resistance here and more sellers. That's why I said I don't want to be selling it at the bottom. I want to be selling it higher because it could just as easily come back up. It'll stop me out. Yeah, this is going the wrong way at the moment. We'll see. We'll give it time. 3 minutes left in the candle. This could definitely be choppy. Yeah, GBP's just dove off. A little bit more patience, man. A little bit more patience. You can see how low it was on the 15-minute under that liquid 50. It was just not looking great for the buy. EU's still pushing up. Nah. Come on. No, I'm not happy with this at all. Not at all. It's breaking right back into the structure. Again, this is still in an uptrend. It's choppy mess, but it's still holding. It's just pins high, pins low, pins high, pins low. It's still in a buying condition on the hour. I'm not sure what it's gonna do. I'm trying to stay with it. See how this 15-minute candle closes. See how this 30-minute candle closes. Oops, that's 45. It's nasty, man. This is an ugly pair. This is not the pair to trade today, I don't think. It's just choppy mess. I would hope that it just needs a little bit of time. But I'm fighting the trend. You know, we're fighting this overall trend. We're basically calling an end. And that's not always the best way to trade. That's where all my losses are counter. So let's just wait and see. This 5-minute is like kind of falling into the selling condition. This is kind of in a selling condition. It definitely has potential to hold this again, because this triangle isn't, you know, a perfect drawing, so it doesn't, you know, have to do anything, but I don't know. I'm not really in love with it at the moment. But we're not down much, and there's definitely potential for DXY to move higher. You could kind of like a up, support, and push higher, which would drive EU lower. So we're going to try and stay with that idea as much as we can. It's still making lower highs potentially here on the 1 minute as you kind of fizzled down, lower high, lower low, comes down, lower low, lower high. You hope that it continues to make that structure, but I think this thing is just choppy. I really do. I don't know that there's actually any direction in this. It could just be a sideways day, and then it's just getting people high and low. And, you know, then I'm just one of the dummies that got caught. I don't know, man. I don't know. At some point, I got to consider if I'm going to just be like, you know what, I'm taking my loss. I have to see what it does here. I have to see if it finds resistance here at like 41, 42 at this high. Like it kind of double tops and rolls over. This is still in a selling condition at the moment, but this comes up sideways. I don't know. This doesn't look great. Trying to stream down current when the current's up. Definitely making some mistakes today. A little bit aggressive. You can see here DXY looks like it could easily fall through. I feel like I'm wrong. Up, push, up. I gotta get out of this thing. I think this is probably wrong. I don't know if I want to take a full L on this. And this thing could push so quick. It could go from like hanging to just getting me out. I'm out. I'm closing this trade. This is wrong, in my opinion. Now maybe I closed it too quickly, but this doesn't look right. It's choppy still. It's not correct. Nah. GJ. I should have took the short on GJ. This is wrong. This is exactly what I was afraid of, is that you get in low and it still just chops up and down. Now maybe it holds and it falls off here, and I closed it prematurely, but I'm not trying to lose, you know, 600 bucks today. I'm down pretty decent. I'm down 420. That's probably it for my day, honestly. That's my max loss. Like I said, maybe I don't like what I'm seeing here. Like, that's structurally not right. And who knows? It could just come up here, find support, and push lower. But the trend on this is long. You're swimming against the current. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I could certainly be wrong, and it just settles and falls off. But I'm not about to sit in it and find out and take a big loss. Like I said, maybe it does fall off. You know, maybe here's just, you know, like this. Maybe it just comes and tumbles over. And I was a little bit too gun shy, but closed at mid candle too. There's still 8 minutes in this candle. It can do anything at once. Maybe a little too focused on the 1 minute, but I didn't like it. This was a shitty pair. This was not the pair to trade today. This was the move. Should let it break out of the box. I didn't let it break. I took this push here. It's frustrating when I had such a good day yesterday and I got a little wonky today. Not happy with that at all. I'm not gonna get like it. Whatever. It is what it is. Didn't retest. Broke. Come back, retest, and then push. You take the next push to confirm the breakout as good. So I got away from myself today. Again, not letting the market move first on GJ, not letting the market move first on EU, getting ahead of myself. It's not confirmed just because it breaks once. It's got to break, retest, and then confirm again. You take the confirmation push. Tells you it's good. It's exactly what I said. You get in low, and then it comes back and pulls back into this candle, pulls back into this zone, and hits you out. Because it can just go up, down, up, down, up, down. Because it's an ugly, I can't even talk. It's an ugly, choppy market sentiment. This is not a good pair. The best pair or a better pair to play was this one. Not necessarily to the downside. Only downside because I said that with a push like this on the daily, you could see some sideways. So that was the only reason that led me to that idea, but it should just been I should be not in any trades right now. I should be flat. And that's the truth of it. I should be looking for EU to show me another push out of this triangle. And didn't push back into it. It probably would have stopped me out for like double my loss. So sucks. I hurt my really nice winner yesterday. I'm still up for the week, but very, very unhappy with my trading today. Very unhappy. I'd still be in it. I'd be in some serious drawdown. Don't fight the trend. Stay with the trend. And I don't think I want to take EU long. I don't think I'm doing that either. This is still in a buying condition. It could just be coming down, finding support to continue higher. Kind of like what happened on EU yesterday. EU yesterday came and dipped just like GJ, dipped all the way down and we made money up. And now it's just back in this chop. It's just a mess. It's choppy. Now you can make money in chop, but you got to sell it high, or you got to sell it high and you got to buy it low. When it's chopping like that, you can't get in short here or long here. You're just gonna get banged. You got to be at the extremes, going the opposite way. This hasn't confirmed a direction yet. So whatever, you know, things happen. This is trading. You make mistakes. I know better than getting the trade before 9 o'clock. I know better. I know better. 2 candle, sideways, 2 candle. Take this one. I'm in at like 03-ish. Stop is at like 23. I would have needed 40 from like 03. You need it to get down to, I would need it down here if I got in like that. That's 63. But again, this is an overall uptrend too, so anything counter is not great. Back to the 800 on EU, making higher structure. Up, sideways, right here. Kind of like 1, 2, 3, up, 2 candle, 3 candle. Like that's up, 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 up. Holding trend line. Overall higher time frame trend is up. I didn't like that. It just, I don't want to sit in that. That's stupid. I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. I shouldn't be in it. Get me out of it. Cut my loss. Whatever. You know? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Supima, don't even sweat it like that, bro. Not at all, man. I think that I don't know. I'm not sure what it was that got me. I don't know. You know, I'm imperfect. I've gotten pretty good at being consistent, but sometimes I do things that go against everything I was saying. Like I said, I didn't want to be in down here. I wanted to be in up here, and I still got in down here. So maybe what I should have done was waited. Say, okay, well, let's see if it pulls back and presents a better entry, confirms this. It should break out. It should come back. It should hold in this area somewhere and then throw another 2 or 3 candle bearish engulfing. And at that point, you know that the level is confirmed as resistance and we're going back down. Never did that. One breakout is not a go signal. And on GJ, I was just a dumbass. And I took the buy before it, you know, made a move up. I wanted to stay with the trend, but didn't break out of the box. Like it broke through this liquid 50, but divergent. It's just, it was wrong. I was just wrong. And that happens. So, okay, I closed it quick. Closed the other one quick. I made $504 yesterday. I lost $420 today. I'm up $80 for the week. It sucks. But I'm not down for the week. We just keep it moving. Try and do better. It's just, you know, that's trading. And what I know in my head, what I do with my hands, when I do that, I'm usually good. Today, what I knew in my head, I didn't do with my hands. So we live and we learn. That's why I don't want to get in the market early too, before like 9 o'clock, before stock market opens, because funny things happen, fake out moves happen. To me, this bitch is still trying to move lower. You cross through the 5-minute. You're crossing through on the 15-minute. Maybe EU comes up. Now I don't know if I'm going to buy EU. If I wanted to buy EU, where should I have bought it? Should have bought it down low. You know? To buy it here is silly because it could just push up a little bit and then fizzle back down and the same thing happened. I'm long and it's chopping. It's a choppy pair today. I don't know that it's going to create a direction. If I was going to take a direction, I should have took one of these candles. Like, hey, I'm staying long biased, and then maybe I took this one here. And I'm in at 43 with a stop at, 38. Maybe I take this 2-candle push and I'm trying to stay long biased on it. But I don't like this at all. This is ugly. This isn't trend. This is sideways. I know better than this. This was a little cleaner. This one might drop, come back up, find resistance, and then tank off. Maybe. Or it just fizzles and moves sideways. DXY falling down a little bit. Just stay with the trend, man. Just stay with it. Yeah, I'd be getting like, let me see. I'd be 2 pips from getting stopped out. Be down a lot. Yeah, I wasn't trying to lose $600 today. Yeah, I'd literally be getting stopped out like right now. It's at 47. There it is. Bang. I'd be stopped out. So I saved myself a lot of money. Saved myself like $200. Just wrong. Just wrong. At least I cut it. Getting better at cutting my trades. Now I gotta get better at just staying the F out. What is this? Give me different pairs. Nah. And I don't know that I'm going to trade anything else today. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. What would I trade? This is it's divergent, but this is much cleaner, much more probable to the upside. Good rejection, just pull back and then closing higher. 10 minutes left on that hour candle. I think it's a choppy day for $1 a pair. You could see it kind of broke above, came back using this as support, and I was trying to push off of it. Just by the look of the TDI and EU, I should just got away from it. It looked like shit. This is a push on a 5-minute through to liquid 50. Came up sideways, now the next push. See, I don't know if I want to get long on this though, but this looks probable to come higher. If DXY is going to fall lower, then maybe GU moves up as well. That's up, sideways up. Again, I don't know if I want to get in a trade after 2 losses. It could just hit these highs and fizzle. Could move higher. Certainly could. That's a pretty decent candle. It is divergent. I don't want to trade it into the divergence. And it could just continue up and move higher, higher, higher. It had a really great candle yesterday on the daily. Oh, I don't want that to be the daily. I want this to be the daily. Really, really nice candle yesterday on the daily. Down, sideways, up. You would expect the next candle to be bullish. So you should be looking for longs on this. And where would you look for longs? At a spot of support. Right in here. I feel like this is a nice candle on the 5-minute. It came down, 2 candle, came up higher, sideways, and then here, don't know, because it is a little divergent. But again, if you're looking at the higher time frame, this should and could very well continue up. I'm a little bit timid now because I took so much of a loss that I could be missing a potentially decent setup. And then this could close as a nice 4 candle on the 15-minute in 7.5 minutes, where it would be, oh shit, excuse me, where it would be down, down, up, up, clear, you know, through the liquid 50 continuation. So that might have been a really good candle that I whiffed on. So again, I just was off my game today. Just too aggressive, too early, getting in the wrong pairs, knowing what looks like shit. EU clearly moving higher now. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid to go counter to the trend. All my losses, any loss that I ever take in Forex is a counter trend trade. I don't lose when I go with the trend very often. I should just be flat right now. Whatever, man. It's all good. All good, baby, baby. Trust the trend. DXY tanking. Falling off through the 5-minute, through the 15-minute. This thing's going to keep moving lower probably. And EU will continue its overall uptrend. Or it's just going to break up and it's going to fall back down. But what were we saying, Supima? 1.15, right? Made a lot more sense than to the downside. Missing big ones here. Stay with the trend. GJ ripping, or GU ripping off this little 2 candle right here. It's already up like 10 pips from where he would have got in at. My losses make me timid. Missing moves. See, here it is, 9:54. Let the market wake up. Let New York wake up. Don't get anything early. Let the fake outs happen, and then you get with the trend. See what happens as this hits these pins up here where it was rejecting. See if it fills. Yeah. EU. Strong. Strong, strong. Stay with the trend. But again, it could still just be choppy. Hit this low, never broke it. Wick down, and then it's just chopping people out. Right back to the highs here for GU as well. Strong push on dollar index. Just stay with the trend. Just stay with the trend. What's up? Carbajal? TNXP. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what TNXP is. Is that like a stock or? And if you look at it, you can see where we're structure high, where we've been looking at for weeks to get back to. And it's just trying to push off of it and above it. Four-hour. Yeah, stupid. Longs on EU. Down low. Get in down low. Just like yesterday. Same shit we did yesterday. Tanked down, and when it started rising up, we got in, we made the money to the upside. Comes down, look for support, which it found. Wicks, pins, rejection, look to get long. Why? Because overall trend is long, and you're more probable to see it push to the upside than to the downside as long as it's in an uptrend. And I'd rather lose going with the trend than to take a corrective move that's not ready because you don't call an end to the trend. So I got banged for it twice today. Once going with the trend on GJ, but not waiting for a clean signal, just jumping in aggressively incorrectly, which was a mistake, and an EU going against the trend. It's choppy. It's really all it comes down to. These dollar pairs are choppy today. It probably could have been a no trade day. I was riding that high off of yesterday. I know I was. And just feeling like I was gonna get it today. And I got it all right. But it was controlled. I didn't lose my ass. I just lost some of yesterday's profits. Looking like a nice 15-minute candle here on GJ. Or GU. I keep saying GJ. GU. Down. Right back up. Closing potentially for a new high a day. Give it 50 seconds. See what it does. Probably up and through this liquid 50. Potentially showing you momentum. I don't know that. Like I said, I would have rather have already been in it if I was going to take this. I don't know that I want to take the 15-minute candle because it could get choppy. I would have liked to have been in it down here at like 0405 on a 5-minute and been in profit already. Like it closes here, you're in at like 05. Your stop is 94, so you're in for 11 pips. You need 22, and now you're already in profit, like 9-10 pips. While this might move a little sideways and then continue. I don't know that I want to take the 15-minute, even though this is a really nice push. Look at, like, that's great. You know what I mean? It's just on it. It definitely could come higher. It could pull back a little bit and retest. That's an hour candle. Look at that. Pulls all the way back, rejects above the trend line, above the liquid 50. Every bit of potential for this to move higher. EU broke out as well. Not a new high a day, but it broke. You'd like to see it, again, come back, retest, find support, push higher, confirm that it's breaking out. GU much cleaner on the TDI. If this could pull back, maybe to like, let's see. If it pulls back, like it pushed up, maybe it goes a little sideways and then pushes again, or does it come back a little bit? It already did come back a little bit. It might just go, but I don't know that I want to take a 15-minute. Like I said, I'd be in up here. I would need 40 pips. I don't know that this has 40 pips in it. No, it doesn't. Maybe it does. It's got just. So I need this to go complete ADR. If it could pull back, maybe, and show me an entry, then maybe I would take the entry. But like I said, at this point, with how my session's already gone, I don't know that I want to take any unnecessary risks just to try and make back something, because it's not a guarantee. And then I don't want to take it for another 2%. It's just, I don't know that it's worth it. And it might go, but I goofed my session already. So I think I just have to live with the results of what I've done. Let's see how GJ's coming back. Dollar index still divergent, but that's a nice breakout. Diverging here on the 1 minute. You're going to see a little correction. I don't have to, but usually you do. Yeah, this GU position looks pretty good. I definitely missed that 5 minute. It would have been nice to have been in here and then be in profit while this is settling and see if you can get even a pullback to your entry and then another push, or if this thing just goes up sideways and then up. It's divergent. It's at these highs. That's why I don't want to buy it at these highs. I would have liked to have been in lower. And like I say, it could move higher, but not with how my day's been. I gotta be smarter than that. I'm so annoyed with this. So annoying. Took two shitty entries and then a really nice one that I should have took. Up, sideways, up, breakout. This is the one I should have took. The only one I should have took today. This is the best one. It's had the best TDI on a 15-minute. Clearly buying. Yeah, it's a little bit divergent, but you know it has potential to move higher. Just taking off. Patience, patience, patience. GJ coming up. Because again, these things are in an uptrend overall. EU pushing higher. A little bit. Dollar index rolling over. frustrating. Divergent here on the 1 minute. Double topped, higher, lower. You're gonna see it pull back a little bit. Hitting in this area on the 15 minute. That's why I didn't want to take GU at the top, because it could just fake and then kind of fall off. Don't like buying at the highs necessarily. DXY divergent. You could see divergent here. You're gonna see correction. How far it corrects, I don't know, but you're gonna see it. You'd like to see it pull back, hold here as support, and then push higher. If not, it's just going to continue chopping. Does GJ come back to retouch its low at 82? Is it drop down, come back, find support, and then come and is actually falling, even though its overall trend is higher? Or does it settle here and then make another push to the upside? Does it fill that wick? Yeah, man. I hear you, Pockets. It's a crazy day. I'm curious to see what happens here, though. I wonder if this is going to come lower and, like, come back to at least retouch these lows. Or if it's just going to, like, hold and push higher. Broke this box. It's coming back into this area, kind of pinning to it. Do I got one more in me? I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting long EU. Would have stopped at 50. Gonna give it one more shot. Let's see what happens. Nah, I don't know if that's it either, but we're gonna see. I'd rather try and get it going. It feels like it's trying to break up and out. It pulled back. It's holding. It's trying to get up. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we're in profit. ADR is 92-ish. I wonder if it gets to... wonder if it gets to 1,500. I'm not going to be greedy, but let's see if it runs. I'd like to at least cover these losses today. I'm down 420. I'm up about 160 right now. If this thing gets up and out and pushes, then we're going to turn this day around. This is my last trade. Win, lose, or draw. We'll see if it's got it in it. This was a nice 2 candle here. It did pull back. Maybe I could have been looking to get in a little bit lower. It's through. The overall trend is up. Let's see if we can get it to kick. It is hitting these highs. We'll see what it can do. See if it drives. We're just going to watch it and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, took the loss 2 pockets. I'm back in it long now. Trying to see if we can get this momentum to carry. See if it's got it in it to get all the way up to 1,500. I'm up about 10 pips. It's looking pretty strong. See if it's just got it in it. Dollar index looked like it was falling over, and I wanted to try and exploit that on EU. It looks pretty good. I don't know how much more it's got in it. It's really divergent. I don't want to call an end to it. It looks really good here on this 15 minute to keep falling for DXY, so I'm hoping that carries here to EU as it looks good to rise. Like I said, we are hitting these highs, but I feel like it's got momentum. You can see GU looked like it pushed up really strong too. Yeah, GU is really nice. I'm up about 300. I really love, if this can go to 1,500, I'd make a lot. But I'm just looking to kind of cover my losses. I don't want to get too crazy. But if it keeps pushing higher, I'm just going to let it keep pushing. It's ripping right now. I almost got my losses covered. This is really driving. I could close it here and be basically break even on the day, but I don't have an exit signal yet, so I'd like to just let it keep going. I'm going to move my stop to 1. I'm going to move it to break even, 141.59. That way I don't lose any more on this day. I don't know if I just close it here and just take the money and run. There's no exit signal on it. Still moving higher. Try and get as much out of this as I can. Gonna see if I can get it to go to like 90. 1.1490. I'll put that in. It's still 15 pips. It's pretty far. I don't want to lose this day, and like it's still got every bit of potential to go. There's still 9 minutes in this candle. I think I might just close it and just be like, you know what? I made back my losses and let me come back tomorrow. But then again, why should I exit it? What's my reason for exiting it? Besides just wanting to take the money, this thing's still got every bit of rise in it on a 5 minute. You can see this is clearly not divergent on a 1 minute. It's clearly breaking out. You got to give the market time. I don't want to move my stop to like 70. It should push. I don't want to wind up with nothing out of this trade. I'd be pissed. I could pull it right now and be a winning day. But this thing's still got potential to move, so I don't want to give up on it. I could put it to 65. I think I'll do that. At least lock in something. Still going. I don't want to. So I locked in 180 bucks. That's not enough to cover my loss. But again, this is still pushing, so why get out? Well, because I want to not lose this day, that's why. I'm up about 600 bucks. I think I hate this. This is where my anxiety gets the best of me. I'm going to close it. I shouldn't be closing this. It's really overbought on the 1 minute. It's not on the 5 minute that we could certainly push. I'm up 6 something. I'm closing it just because. So I'm profitable on the day. I made $176. I made $5.97 on that position. It could still move higher, but you know what? This day was fucked up, to be honest with you. I'm happy to just make the money. That puts me up 700 on the week. I don't want to play with this. It can certainly rip, and I probably miss out on hundreds of dollars, and I just needed to give the market time and be more patient. But I just don't have it in me emotionally. This has every bit of potential to keep rising. I can't deny that. There's no exit for me to get out of this. There's no reason for me to exit this trade. Just because it's overbought on the 1 minute doesn't mean anything. It's still clearly moving higher. 5 minute has every bit of potential to move higher. Everything says this could move higher, but I want to just cover the terrible loss that I had, make a couple bucks, put it in the bank. I'll fucking see you tomorrow. You know what I mean? Today was a shitty day the way I started, but I ended it strong, and that's all I can ask for. Thanks, man. It is a great recovery. And if it goes a million more pips, then that's probably likely the case, but I'm happy to just, like I said, cover the L, make a couple bucks, put it in the bank. I'm up about almost 700 for 2 days. That's great money. Let's just keep it moving. That's where I'm at with it. So I do have to do some video work today, so I'm going to scoot out of here a little early, get myself ready, and go take care of that. Funny one. Really funny one today, but I hope we learned a lesson about staying with the trend, waiting for this market to move first and not jumping in it, and seeing that even if you're down, if you stay with your convictions and you don't give up, you can recover like I did. GU would have been a really nice one on that 5 minute. This 5 minute candle right here was a really nice one. That would have played out well for us. But again, EU still moving it every bit higher. So it's good. I'm happy. So we'll do that. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 8:30. I will be here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please don't give anything back. This market's being a little funny. And if you're in this EU to the upside, I hope you crush it. Make some money. I will see you guys later. Take it easy, fam.